Hi everyone, welcome to week 12 of English 120. I hope you all got through your body paragraphs okay. If not, I know some of you are turning them in still. Remember, that's the hardest part of this process. So once you get through that, it's all going to be about refining and making your research paper even better, okay? Don't forget that the Writing Center is there to help you. Also, I'm here to help you, so please come visit during my office hours, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 10:30 to 12, or at other times. Just send me an email. So today, you're already off to a great start. You are watching the lecture. You can still refer back to chapter 14, drafting. I also think you should always be referring back to chapter 20, which is about doing your MLA formatting, which you should be doing as you go. We will be reading Whose Names Are Unknown this week, chapters 26 through 32. It's more chapters, but they're shorter. So it's pages 139 to 166. And we will have a live class on Monday at 6 p.m. Please try to make it. Hopefully there will be no high winds to make power outages or anything, knock on wood, that will affect us in some way. I look forward to seeing hopefully many of your smiling faces. I will also be available to answer questions at that time about your research project. So this week we are turning towards introductions. Introductions are a very important part of your research paper. They are where you are going to be doing the you're going to be introducing this topic to your audience, and it's your first opportunity to interact with them. So this week you're going to be writing it and turning it in. Next week we'll move on to conclusions and flow, and then you're going to put it all together into your draft, which will be due in week 14. We'll also be having conferences. I may extend those conferences most likely into week 15. We'll be talking about that when you're doing your self-review, and then the next week is your peer review. We may combine those, and then your final draft will be due in week 17. Can you guys believe it? We're almost at the end of the semester. Yay! Okay, so this is just a reminder of your argumentative research paper. You are writing an 8 to 10 page paper. No surprise here. We are on the introduction. This is 2 to 3 paragraphs, maybe probably more like 1 to 2 really big ones. Your introduction begins with a hook that's going to grab your reader, get their attention. You're going to introduce the history of your topic. You're going to frame your argument, and you're going to clearly state your thesis. So your introduction is worth 25 points. It's going to be due on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. So you've already finished the main part of your paper, the body paragraphs, and now you need to work on the rest of your paper. So the first paragraph your reader will read is your introduction, and it gives you an opportunity to frame and introduce your argument. How will you be adding to the conversation on this issue? How will you set up your introduction? How you set up your introduction sets up the tone for your whole paper. So it's very important. And the first thing you're going to be doing is creating a hook. This is a quotation or a question or an anecdote that's going to set up the mood for your paper that you've written, and we'll talk more about that in a second. You're going to provide a history of the topic and establish the context of the actual argument, specific argument that you are arguing. So, for example, if you're talking about global warming, you're going to define what global warming is, right? When did it start? What is it now? And then what are the two sides of the issue that you're going to be looking at? And then which side are you arguing about and why? Then you're going to state your thesis. You've already written your thesis. Hopefully, I'll be able to get your feedback back to you before you begin working on this. Your introduction should be 1 to 2 to 3 paragraphs long, and an 8 to 10 page research paper. And there's lots of information on writing an introduction in the Bedford Researcher, pages 239 to 243. As always, make sure your document's formatted in MLA format and it's written in Times New Roman, 12-point font. So please also run spell check and proofread your grammar. So how do you write an introduction? The beginning sentences are your chance to introduce your topic and grab your reader's attention. Never start your paper with this saying, in this paper I will, or this paper is about, right? Start strong. And your research, have you come across like a weird fact or an interesting quote? If so, Try starting your paper with that, right? How about starting with an anecdotal story or a humor? This is what a hook is, okay? You're going to grab our attention and put us in the right mood to receive the argument that you're going to be telling us, right? If you're going to be asking, your boss for a raise, you're not going to start off by saying about, telling your boss how, oh, we've been losing a lot of money, being shut down during COVID, and right, that's not going to make them want to give you a raise, right? I want you to really think about how to frame it, how to set up your argument so that you're making us want to follow your argument. Then the middle sentences of your introduction give the history of your topic, and they introduce the different topics that you're going to cover in your paper, right? If you've already planned which order to write the points of your paper, which you have because you've written your body paragraphs, right? That's why we do that first, okay? You already know which order to place them in your introductory paragraph, right? Hint, it's the same order. You don't have to include every single point, but make sure that the important ones get in there. And if you're talking about an argument, which you are, make sure you give us both sides of the issue, right? And then you're going to come back to those in your counter arguments. Then your ending sentence is the big climatic sentence, right? All the previous sentences have been building up to this, your thesis statement. Your thesis statement expresses the overall idea of your paper and shows where you stand on the topic. So what's a hook? Your introduction should always have a strategy. So what tone do you want to start your essay with? If you are trying to change a reader's mind about a controversial topic, you'll likely want to shock or impress the reader with a fact that reveals the impact of your issue. If you're introducing a new topic idea to your reader, you might want to set the scene by giving an anecdote or a story. So different types of hooks that exist. There is defining a problem, making a surprising statement, asking a question, a specific question, telling a story, providing a historical account, drawing a contrast, or leading with a quotation. Just like any other quotation, though, you need to integrate it into your text. That's it for this week, you guys. It's a short lecture, just like you're just writing a few paragraphs, but they're very important paragraphs. So please spend your time on this. Please also make sure you actively read chapters 26 through 32, pages 139 to 166, before you come to our live class on Monday at 6 p.m. Please try to come to our live class on Monday at 6 p.m. I would like to see your faces. Okay, that's it for this week, you guys. Keep up the great work. I'm looking forward to reading your body paragraphs. See you later.